Hi, my name is Milan. We're almost done with the series. We're almost moving up to the Appendix A and B, as well as Guideline 3 I still want to cover in the next video. So far, we've looked at the most important contents, being Chapter 1, which also came up in Article 12 about the role of the arbiters. And then we moved over to Chapter 12, where we dealt with the basic rules of play, Article 1 through 5. About the moving of the pieces, and then without clocks, discussing clocks at all, and then moving up to Article 6 through 12, where we added the chess clocks and illegal moves, irregularities, and things like that. And we want to move over to what's rapid chess, blitz chess, how it differs from some of the other articles, as well as then in a separate video, Guideline 3, which is specifically to do with games without increments. So it's not games with increments, it's specific games without increments. But for now, let's move over to our section on rapid chess and blitz chess and see the difference in those time formats. Okay, firstly, we have rapid chess. Rapid chess is typically where the fixed time is between 10 and 60 minutes. It's more than 10, less than 60 minutes. If there's time increments, it's quite easy to determine, to calculate it. You just take your fixed time plus the seconds that you add, and that will must be more than 10 and less than 60. There's an example, it's just showing you how they work out that 6 times 60. Of course, there's 60 seconds in a minute. That's why they multiply with 60. So you just add the two together. If there's increments to determine if it's more than 10 or less than 60. Okay, A2, play do not need to record the move, so that's a big difference with blitz chess and rapid chess. You don't need to notate, that's A2. A3.1, it's saying that, yes, the competition rules, those articles 7 to 12 can apply if there's a lot of arbiters. So if there's one arbiter for every 3 games, and for blitz, I think it's one arbiter for every game. So that's really professional chess where you have an arbiter per game, basically. And then the arbiters will record the games. Also under this A3.2, it's saying a player made any time, ask then the arbiter assistants to show the score sheet. And also then saying if this is the case, when you have so many arbiters, then the competition rules are used, they must apply to every round. You cannot pick and choose. It must be then for the whole tournament. Okay, otherwise, normally under rapids and blitz, the following apply. It's very technical. From the initial position, once 10 moves have been completed by each player, changes can be made, or claim about incorrect setup. So that's a little bit different to standard format. A4.2. I'll quickly read some of it and then explain it. If there's irregularities and observed by the arbiter, then the arbiter will intervene and make a correction and even give the 2 minutes penalty. Except, if the arbiter did not have enough time, the opponent already made his move, then the arbiter cannot intervene. And that's where it comes from, that with blitz or rapid, if the arbiter didn't observe or did not intervene on time, then the opponent's entitled to claim, provided the opponent has not made his next move. So the opponent can only claim if the opponent haven't moved yet. So this is the difference with blitz and rapid. If the opponent does not claim and the arbiter didn't intervene on time, the legal move shall stand. So with blitz and rapid, the legal moves actually stand once the opponents have made their moves. Once the opponent has made his next move, an illegal move cannot be corrected unless it's agreed by the players. So both players must actually agree if they want to turn back the clock and fix the illegal move. Otherwise, the illegal move stands. So that's quite interesting with blitz and rapid, that illegal moves can actually stand and cannot be rectified once it's been done. So that's one saying. This means that the player does not lose the game with the first illegal. Then also, in addition to that, this means the player does not lose the game with the first illegal move, but only with the second. As in standard chess, the penalty is also the same as in standard chess. That's a new rule. Some players are still under the impression that with Rapid and Blitz, you lose the game on the first illegal move. That's not true. It's the same as standard chess. Okay, 4.3. Reclaim a win on time. Okay, that's just, I want to almost say normal things. 4.4, the arbiter observes the king are in check or pawn in the rank. The furthest from the starting position, he shall wait until the next move is completed. That's a little bit different to standard, that if arbiters see, let's say, funny stuff, positions that doesn't make sense, then he must actually wait for the next move before he can act. Then if the legal position is still on the board, then he shall declare the game a draw. So that's a bit of a difference between Blitz and Rapid to standard. Bit of a coloring it in a bit. The arbiter arrives at a board where both kings are in check, which doesn't make sense. If that situation continues after the next move is played, the arbiter shall declare the game a draw. If that move removes his own king from check, but the opponent is still in check, then the game continues as it is, no longer an illegal position, meaning the king almost came into check by the moving of that player. If the second player remains in check after the completing the next move, the arbiter shall declare an illegal move for that player. So if both, so that's interesting. You can go through that. That sometimes happen, and arbiters will then have to make a call on that. Article 4.5, the arbiter shall also call a flag if he observes it. Makes sense, still normal stuff. And then Article A5 is just saying that whether this Article 3, if the competition rules apply, must be specified before a tournament. With Blitz, pretty much the same thing. There's the definition of Blitz. That's a shorter format, so it's when the fixed time is 10 minutes or less. Or if you do that summation, the increments plus the fixed time is 10 minutes or less. It's deemed as Blitz. B2 sort of will say that with Blitz, the penalties are 1 minute instead of 2 minutes. It's also giving that, we've already dealt with that, the competition rules can apply if there's a lot of arbiters, in this case 1 per game, can be recorded. Otherwise, the rapid chess laws will apply that we dealt with before. Okay, so that's the interesting thing about rapid chess and blitz chess, that things like irregular moves can happen and can be overseen, and the clock don't get turned back, and that you don't have to notate. I hope you found this helpful and fun. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe for me to bring more videos on YouTube for us. Enjoy.